So let's see the processes that take place when a candle is burning. So a candle is made up of wax, and wax is a hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon is a complex, very complex, big molecule, and because it's a hydrocarbon, it contains carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms in a big molecule. Okay, so in a big molecule like that. Now, when you light up the wick of the candle, what happens is when you get the heat to the wax starts to decompose, so it starts to break down to give you a flammable gas. Okay, so it breaks down, so because of the heat, so heat will cause it to break down into a very flammable substance, flammable gas, and the flammable gas contains carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms, and it's this flammable gas that catches fire. Okay, so flammable gas, this is what becomes the fire. Okay, so the oxygen in the air is going to combine to carbon atoms in the flammable gas to give you carbon dioxide, and the oxygen in the air will combine with the hydrogen atoms in the flammable gas to give you water. Okay, and in case there is not enough oxygen, if there is not enough oxygen supplied, you will also have carbon, which is produced, and you will also have carbon monoxide, which is going to be formed. Right, so because of this, so you see that in the combustion of a candle, in burning of a candle, there is both complete combustion and incomplete combustion. The complete combustion is going to take place in that area. So you have carbon atoms and hydrogen atoms, and the supply of oxygen is actually not coming from the top, but it's actually coming from near the wick. So it's in this area, so the oxygen flows in this area closest to the wick. Okay, so because it's the wick that is catching fire here, so it's going to get closest to the wick. So in this region you will find complete combustion. So if you look at the image here, you will see that just surrounding the wick is kind of transparent. This is because in that area there is complete combustion, so there is a sufficient amount of oxygen, so excess amount of oxygen that is burning the carbon to carbon dioxide and the hydrogen to water. But as you're going away from the wick, so here there is all in this region here, so there is less oxygen compared to the carbon hydrogen ratio. So because there is limited amount of oxygen in that region here, you have incomplete combustion, and this is why you have that yellow flame. So incomplete combustion, and if you put anything on top of a candle in that yellow flame, you will see the deposit of carbon, and this flame, this is what produces carbon monoxide. Okay, so let's see this video that shows how a candle is going to relight when you blow it off. So you see all around that wick there is kind of a smoke that is being produced. That kind of smoke here is the flammable gas. This is what you're seeing. So it's a mixture of the flammable gas and the white thing is actually water vapor that is kind of condensing. You know, just like when you see clouds are not any gas. Clouds is kind of water vapor condensing. in that state. This is what is a cloud. So that cloud that you see here, that's water vapor. So hot water vapor is getting cooler because you switched off the flame. So that's what you see as that smoke. And so it's smoke and flammable gas, a mixture of that. And if you relight this, it is this flammable gas that will catch fire. See the smoke? And I'm relighting it. So you see now, it's not the wick that is catching fire, but it's the flame that, it's the gas that is catching fire. So let's see this again. Blow it out. See the smoke. Light it up. And it's the smoke that catches fire. Okay, so you see how the smoke, which contains the flammable gas, so it's this flammable gas that brings the heat, that catches fire and brings the heat to the wick, so the wick lights up again. So in a candle, you have both complete combustion and incomplete combustion, because near the wick you'll have a heavy supply of oxygen, and you will have all the flammable gas, so carbon atoms, hydrogen atoms in the flammable gas, that is going to give you carbon dioxide and water. But as you're going away from the wick, the ratio of fuel and oxygen makes that the oxygen is in limited amounts. So because of that limited amount, you have incomplete combustion that gives you carbon or soot and carbon monoxide. And carbon monoxide, we want to limit the amount of carbon dioxide produced by any reaction, because carbon monoxide is highly toxic. Okay, so that's it, explaining the combustion in a candle. So make sure you have this in your copybook. Okay.